Camera looking at a camera. So it's looking good, huh?
Getting there.
All right. Next week you're gonna have it? You're gonna have it for Brodak's?
That's next week. No,
Yeah.
it can't possibly be dry by then. I still got 3 more coats of clear to do.
Well, you'll have it for Circle Burner weekend, right?
Yes.
All right. It was windy yesterday. It's nice today. Looks like it's gonna rain. Looks like we got a good turnout. Sunday, Westover, Massachusetts, June 7th. As always the case, we're being entertained by helicopter flights, C-5As taking off, F-16s, Ram jets, who knows what else will be here today. Okay, we're on a back circle with John Duncan, Bob Robertshaw. We're trying to get a couple of trim flights. We got the double star in there now. We'd like to try that. Working out the fuel consumption here. We have not flown it with that setup with the motor offset like that. John Duncan formerly had a tune pipe in this plane, has since retrofitted it with a muffler, so we'll be looking for it. He's got the plane without the pipe down to 42 ounces. This is one of Steve Busso's designs. A really, really nice finish on this. John is one of the Scott Smith Pro, soon to be Super Pro, Ultimate Pro finishers. He's really worked his way up the ladder in the last couple of years. And I know Steve Busso and some of the other people up there, Scott Smith, Bill Hummel, just to name a few, all help each other, all work together to upgrade their skills. It's really a nice organization. Whoop. And needless to say, 50-50. Junior 50-50 is up here pulling at my jeans already. Anyway, we're a week and a half from going to Brodak's, and we're trying to put some final trim flights on this little Cardinal so we can, if the day ends and it isn't raining, we can get 4, 5, 8 other people to fly the plane. A couple of years ago, we had a day with Tsunami here where I think everybody on the field got to fly Tsunami at one of the Mass Cup things, and it was real good. It was a real fun experience. Everybody gets to experience whatever the other guys are doing, whether it's to their favor or not to their favor, and it's just, I think it's a nice thing. And of course we intend to hopefully do the same thing at Brodak's contest, and we will hopefully get enough feedback that when these kits hit the market, there'll be something special. I'm sure they will be. Woody Midgley has his Cardinal here, profile Cardinal. He has his Thunderbird. Bill Suarez just pulled in with his Pro Stunt Pattern Master. And we're looking forward to having a really good contest here. A really good one. The only objection would be yesterday was so windy. And today they're predicting rain, so we're trying to rush the contest along. So hopefully everybody will get one flight anyway. And what's always nice is this air here simulates pretty much the conditions at a Nats. Not totally, but this is the best we can come to on the East Coast. So that anything you wanted to try here, and of course we don't have a pro stunt plane here today, anything you wanted to simulate, you wanted to try a prop or a muffler or some setup, this would be a good place. This is probably the best place on the East Coast to test it. Air is usually relatively open, except if it's blowing over these hangars, which it almost never does. Usually blowing just like it is right now. And yesterday we had some really nice demos and show and tells, and we had a great dinner at PJ's, great lunch at Pizza Hut. And it looks like they have a good turnout today. Nice low-key contest. Dave Cook runs a good meet every year. Now, it looks to me like this plane is still a little tail heavy. See, it has that look of not locking in the level flight, so we'll go over and see if John has slop in the elevators, or if he's considered putting a little nose weight in, or making a handle a little smaller. Those would be all things that probably would make that just a little bit better. We'll take a walk over there and see how he's doing. He's running that too hard, Bill. Yeah. I'm going to give him one of those props to try. See if they... I don't know if that engine will turn it, but we'll give it a try. I got plenty of them in the box.
I like that. It's got a 14-liter one.
Yeah, using up all our good air. Robert Shaw's getting ready to go to the Nats. You're using up his good air here.
It's hard.
Listen, you don't have to be Billy Joel to go to a Billy Joel concert, do you?
No.
50-50, I don't care what anybody says about you. You're my kind of guy. I love that hairdo. Where do you get a haircut like that? I want to get one like that.
This is the special part I like.
With the little horns, yeah. I think he's got horns in there.
When you wake up in the morning,
Come on, tell me the truth. Does he have horns under that head? They're two little lumps like a goat.
He's a little devil.
He is a devil. For his own record too. So what's Scotty up to? Anything?
Riding bikes.
Bicycle riding?
Yeah.
Do you have any nose weight in here now at all?
No.
None.
I just took off a little bit in the tail when you were up doing your flight.
Yeah, it's not nose heavy, believe me. And the handle is not too small. Those are the two things I would be thinking about. You know, every mistake is an over control, not an under control. You know, one thing good John is able to do with this plane, he's able to go back from a tune pipe to a muffler if he likes the way the tune pipe ran better. He can even do it right at the field, much like we can do with the little Cardinal. We can switch motors right at the field. And that's a good way to evaluate it for yourself, whether you like one motor or one pipe system, muffler system. All right, now slow it down, John, slow it down. Okay, there you go. That sounds a little better. And what happens when you're running a motor dead lean in a two-cycle in level flight, it can only sag and bog down in the maneuvers. And then you wind up with overheating, and what John was experiencing is it's impossible to get the fuel consumption the same. Even if you don't touch the needle valve, the air changes. There you go, nice. Motor's cutting in real nice. Now, a lot of times when you do this, the plane gets soft. And what I'm going to do is loan John some of my props that have just a little bit more pitch in them. Oh, I like that a lot. But listening to that motor and knowing when it's too lean is a big part of working your way up the stunt ladder. You got to know it's either too lean or not lean enough, that it's braking, it's not braking. And every flight, absolutely every flight, should be a little minor adjustment over the one before it. Hey, 50-50, you bum. I thought your mother was going to lock you in a trunk all day so I could have peace and quiet and trim my plane. She let you out, huh? That's not so good for me. I guess one of the things I enjoy is working with people that are learning the basics. Not the basics. John's pretty well up the stunt ladder already, but now see those over controls? That's from either the handle is too big or it's tail heavy or both. And I'm guessing right now what's going to help John is a 1/4 ounce of tip weight, because I don't see any tip banging here, and until I do, I know he might not be near the amount of tip weight he needs. What's helpful to John, I know he can go home and look at a tape like this. Let's see, right here it's going soft. Watch, right there it's soft. He needs a little tip weight. 1/4 ounce of tip weight. Motor run is much better than the flight before. 100% better, 1,000% better. As long as it doesn't go crazy lean halfway through the flight, they'll have it made. I see we're getting buzz bombed by helicopters here. Now see, it seems like the motor's picked up. It's going into the Schnurley 2-step. But even this is an improvement over the other flight, because now the worst that can happen, you're in the vertical maneuvers where if it's a little lean, so what? And one of the things John has got to work on here too is this engine setup, as it goes from the beginning to the end of the flight, gets leaner and leaner and leaner. So you want to work on minimizing that. An example would be if he's not using muffler pressure, use it. If you're not using Uniflow, use it. Now see, now it's almost dead lean. Now it's going for the rocket ride. But even that, it's only at the end of the flight that it's doing it. The plane is still hunting in level flight. That's one of the things. I don't know if he's got slop in there. We haven't talked about that yet. That would help for sure. Same as Tom Morris yesterday. Built a plane with no slop. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, jeez. Now, see, he had the fuel metered for running it dead lean the whole flight, and now that it's running a little more like a traditional motor, it uses a lot more fuel. That's the fuel going through the motor is what cools it. Fuel going through the motor does 90% of the cooling on a motor like this. Especially if the cowling vents are not really super duper nice. Now if only somebody could come up with a little gizmo that right about now you could pull on the lines and it would open a needle valve 2 clicks or something. Actually, you could set up a timer so halfway through the flight, 3 minutes into it, it went click and opened up the needle. Is that on Uniflow? Is that Uniflow muffler pressure? Oh, put it on pressure. No brainer. That'll kill some of that getting lean. See, it's nice right up to the square 8, and then it just goes for a rocket ride. You got a muffler pressure fitting on there?
No.
You know what it needs too, John? About a quarter or a half ounce of tip weight. See where it gets soft at the top of the triangles?
Yep.
Quarter ounce of tip weight will take care of that. There's a couple of spots that'll I put a quarter ounce in mine already this morning, just from how it was trimmed for the circle burner field. You went in 2 clicks, huh, Bob?
Well, yeah, but I'm going to tack it again, see what she does again.
Yeah, it's getting warmer. A lot of people don't realize as the typical day goes on, it gets warmer and warmer, the setting is leaner and leaner. Now if you use a tack and use the cool setting, no problem. Too fast. Bob Roberts sure this was his first Cardinal kit. It's 83 ounces. It's heavy, but it seems to fly pretty well for him. And of course has that classic 2.4 motor run. What? A nice, slow, classic presentation of the Cardinal. Classic stunt. Whoa, easy, Bob. Easy, baby. Yeehaw. I love that motor run. Oh. Now be careful you don't run out of gas here, Bob. Last flight he was getting real low on fuel. Whoa! What did I just say? Boy, do I know my stuff. Ooh, nice landing, nice landing. You better just put that in 2 clicks and forget about that tachometer. That tachometer is lying to you. That again. Make that. Look how loose that tank is. That. Put a lollipop stick in there. Don't you have a lolly? You got a piece of plywood?
You want to draw it forward, get a piece of foam and stick it in there, and then a rubber band.
Yeah. You know why it's worth doing right? Because that's the only thing wrong with the plane. The plane flies, and the only thing you're hurting from is this motor not running consistent.
I'm going to see what I got in my box.
Anytime you want to minimize that runaway at the end, getting the tank close to the motor is definitely one thing that'll work. And in this case, the tank is moving in flight. Another thing we could work on here. Jack Petroli is going to loan us his OS Max. We don't need that little rubber thing on the end either, Jack. I don't want to pay the rental on that too.
Wait a minute. I'm going to have to take the spinner off. Rubber jewels.
So you're all done for the day. We can basically keep this for the whole day and then give it back to you?
I'm all done with this plane. I did my 2 flights.
All right.
It's a classic next. In fact, I've done 1 flight that, and I'm going to fly in advance.
Well, you're a good man. You're a good man.
I'm going to do 4 events at the Brodak.
You better.
I got a profile.
You better. Hey!
Go away. Is your AMA number 72618?
Yes.
Okay.
Just pay him the entry fee. I want to borrow the screws too, so there's no...
Certainly.
Maybe we can help Johnny get that motor running a little better. The plane flies good, but what he needs is he just needs to get the thing on muffler pressure, I think.
Do you need
famous
tubing?
last word.
You got enough tubing?
Yeah, he's got plenty of tubing.
Okay. I'll just stick these in here.
All right, back. We have a muffler. Now this will probably give us a little nose weight, and we'll be able to use the muffler. Always is a good tip. Always take the stock muffler with you. Don't leave it home. Johnny. All right, put it up. Let me get my stuff out of the way.
Where's the end of your strings?
Okay, you got the tank in there tight now. Half ounce more tip weight.
And took the restrictor off the Venturini.
Okay, and no air filter. See Woody Midgley's down the other circle putting in his flight in Classic. They started Classic already. Actually, this is a unique opportunity. We're getting to do some trim work for Jack Petrolia and for John. So it works out real well. This is definitely going to be productive. It could be one click leaner, but let's see even at this thing if it's going to go dead lean. It was good up until about the square 8. You know you can't richen it up anymore. This is already too rich. Yeah, I just want to see if it's going to kick in at the end. You can tell when it goes to a 2-cycle though, it really wants to race away. It really wants to get too powerful. Now let's just see how this works out. What did he use to squish the tank in with? Lollipop sticks?
Twig.
Twig, okay.
This here's stunt twig.
Stunt twig, yeah. Brodak has them in his catalog.
There it is.
Stunt twig.
Stunt twig.
ST, stunt twig. I want to see if he's got any tension in the triangle now, too. Looks like he's got a little tension there anyway.
Steering it, he had it in the wrong place.
Well, as long as he's got tension, he can steer it later. He's not used to having tension. He's used to just having it go plunk soft. He's gonna have to watch fuel consumption too. This thing wasn't running. Yeah. Oh, did I call that right? Did you fill that tank, John? No. Okay.
You want to hit that a little harder is all.
You got tension in the triangle now?
I'm a little scared.
Yeah, but that's going to go on a lot.
I think maybe like 2 clicks.
All right, test number 5. He's in 2 clicks. We still don't have the stock muffler on. This is still not on muffler pressure, so we'll look and identify if we can get that before. We got plenty of time. That's really turned out to be a decent day. You never know up here. Every day's an adventure. The most common, oh, that took off like a rat. The most common problem of all of the little motors is that they go lean at the end of the flight when they're not set up the way they should be. This looks doable. So what happened, Rich? You didn't even bring your plane today? You hit a tree?
No, I brought it.
You got it? You can fly the little Cardinal if you want.
I'm out of the stopwatch.
You don't need a stopwatch. I can tell.
Still flying. I think it needs to be hit harder. I think it needs to be a little leaner.
Maybe 1 click. Maybe. See, once he gets a pressure fitting on that, it'll be more the same at the end and beginning. Then I think you can make the beginning lean and the end rich both at the same time. You won't have that giant variation. And it's still tail heavy. Still has a little bit of a tail heavy look too. Now, right about here is where we traditionally had it go leaner on us. Well, if nothing else, it hasn't gotten worse. Whoa, easy, John. Easy, baby. Not yet. He needs a muffler with a pressure fitting is what he needs. He's running with no muffler pressure. And toward the end, now this is better, but it's still running too rich. And when he goes lean, then it goes crazy at the end of the flight.
Why did he take the pipe out?
He's got the pipe here.
Why did he take it out?
I don't know. I would just be skipping this, John. Yes. That's 3 in a row I've pulled. What a genius. Now, this flight is on muffler pressure, but it's still a rich run. I didn't want to take a chance on going lean. So I take the full responsibility for the rich setting here. But we definitely could try this 2 clicks in and see how it's going. Well, we'll know if it's going to be more consistent. Nah, too slow. Too slow, John. Just fly it out.
Do here, you know, don't miss flight, but
Oh, I want to get Billy's flight.
that's why.
This is first flight of expert.
Yeah. No, Waldo already flew.
Oh, Waldo got a flight. Oh, yeah, I think I'm 4th, right? I didn't look at the sheet. Karen said I was 4th. Well, we'll see. I'm sure they'll tell me. Wait for 50. Flick 50-50. He's going to walk right in a circle. Bill Suarez, first official expert flight of the day. Sounds like we're in Vietnam, huh, Tom? Holy mackerel. This is handy while you're flying. Look at this, right while you're flying. Bill Hummel's beautiful ship here. We have somebody errantly picked up the handle to the Cardinal. When I started the engine, it slipped out of my hand and he took a flight without asking. He says, it doesn't matter, I'm a cool guy.
We'll beat him up when he comes out.
We'll beat him up. Anyway, we got one official flight in here, hopefully before it rains. And the object is to get as many people to give us feedback as possible. That's how you fine-tune anything, is by having more than one opinion.
Very smooth.
Oh, it's a honey. Larry, it's a honey, believe me.
Seeing's believing.
Now, you saw Woody's. Woody's flies great. I gotta fly his later. See, the air is dead now.
You just went up with it when I saw you flying yours.
Oh, they were both flying at the same time?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I come over and watch yours fly.
All right. I want to get Bill Hummel to fly it, Johnny Duncan, Midley. That's the test of a good airplane, if anybody can fly it.
Yeah.
When you're the only one can fly it, it's not much of a test. I don't know, does he fly advanced? What class does he fly?
Advanced.
He flies advanced?
Yeah,
Okay, so...
They kicked him out of beginner.
Okay. Yeah, he's not qualified for advanced. Yeah, he's flying well. That's the key test for any really good design, like a Prowler, a Nobler, a T-Bird. Anybody can pick up the handle and go fly it. If you got some kind of secret trick thing, and you're the only one that can fly it, hey.
He's afraid of the ground there.
That's okay. No, when I fly other people's planes, I try not to be a big hero. I let the true weakness in my personality stick out.
Because I'm afraid of the ground if I go flying by myself.
Yeah. Larry, I have some stuff for you regarding that phone service. You wanted some hard copy stuff?
Yeah.
I got some hard copy stuff for you. Let me give it to you.
I'll be here all day.
All right, yeah, we'll be here. We're going to fly after the contest is over. This will be probably the last time I get to really do a day of flying under these conditions until Brodak's. Another Brodak Cardinal. This is Woody's. We only got the end of the flight here. Due to our incredible incompetence. All right, Woody Midgley. Pit boss. I think the last 4 or 5 knots. Look at this, 3-bladed prop and all. Oh my God. Had a little whoopie do it. Doesn't look like anything's broken, all right? No, nothing.
Must have been on land.
It's one of those where it doesn't look as bad as you're gonna feel that
thing
tissue.
fly, Wendy?
No, no.
It's a Profile Oriental.
Jim Damerell has one, and so does Ken Thompson. Jim's flies real good.
It's
Amazingly good.
Who is this? Rick Clark. He's flying it real well. He's
Jimmy
Jack Petroli's protege.
Very
It flies
smooth.
real well.
You know, did you get a picture of Jack Petroli on this video?
Yes, he did.
The Jack Petroli.
Show me your
The Jack Petrolia. Show me your knee. Pull your pants down. The full Monty Petrolia. Oh.
How about this?
Yeah, okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I would let Jack push you into intermediate instead.
Yeah, pick up the...
Yeah. You know.
You're going into intermediate, pal. You get the orders now.
Rick, you moved
You're intermediate officially now?
So,
They kicking your ass out of here?
My ass.
Okay.
You've learned as much as you can learn in beginner.
There's nothing like peer pressure and a kick in the ass to get you out of beginner, huh?
I love it. I love it.
Hey, congratulations.
Jack's my mentor. He's
Congratulations. Yeah, I'm giving you a free buttered roll. Okay, Mike. Hey, a nice Giorgino handle here. Mike, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I have just enough tape left over for something spectacular. Do we have anything spectacular coming out of you?
all this spectacular tape. I'm going to get for a while.
All right, yeah, they're working it out here. And you never can complain about the way the Tiger 46s run, huh? That makes you sick.
That's wonderful.
Oh my God.
Your engine's running great too down there. You don't have a problem with it.
Double Star's behaving today. He's doing good. I had a couple other guys fly the plane. They all like it. That fillet there, I think that works great, Woody.
What's that?
That fillet you have,
Oh,
that is definitely the right way to go. Carlos Serra has something similar to that on his new plane too.
well, that can't be you.
It's a great idea. It works.
Mine goes right into the plywood.
Right in, yeah.
Right in. It doesn't just glue the balsa wood, it goes right to the thick frame.
The sucker coming in here. Oh my God. Gonna hit the building. On a short final. Yeah. Just the tail goes behind the garage here. Trolley did a nice job fixing that Aries. I'm impressed how nice that is.
See his first flight this morning?
No.
It's gorgeous.
I heard the motor. So, what's he got in there that was making that
I think
noise?
it's that rubber flapper sticking down off.
Something was, yeah, it was sounding like a diesel or something. Nice spinner.
John, what do you want us to start off?
Leaving the battery on for the whole flight. You only can do that at Coxsackie.
In Hampton.
Hampton, yeah.
In Coxsackie again.
How many times did he do that?
I think 3. I've seen him do it here too.
You know, it'd be funny when he runs out to the handle, snap the battery back on.
I flew a whole flight with a 60 with a glow plug clipped on.
Whiteley did it one year at the Nats too, on a real flight.
Yeah.
The battery never came off.
I flew the Fat and the engine ran great. A little Chevy, but
Oh man. Prefer the nose weight under the spinner, do you? Get that vertical CG right. Just leave the battery on. Oh man.
Wait, Gary,
How does it take you to do the repair? A week or so?
250 hours.
That's what I knew you were gonna say.
250 hours to
I built the plane in 200.
And 250 to fix it.
But, you know, when you use silk and it's so, the paint job is so quick.
Oh yeah.
It's just white on top of the silk and some clear.
what'd you say that weighed?
46 and a half.
Yeah, I think they're going.
And it's heavy, isn't it? It's supposed to be 40, but it's...
Aries will fly anything up to 48. It deteriorates.
What'd you say?
Above 83, it really deteriorates, Jack. Believe me.
Huh?
Above 83, ask Robert, sure, he'll tell you.
What's that? We're going to start on
The contest.
Mm-hmm.
John, you realize I'm sending a copy of this right to the AMA Museum for this next flight.
Give it a shove.
They've ordered up a copy to play perpetually in the AMA Museum.
If a judge is that easily predisposed.
It'll keep the janitors busy while they're waxing the floor at night.
Actually enhances the judging because now instead of seeing a
Cement.
yeah, that's unfortunate.
Well, the West Coast.
Remember him?
Yep.
Jim Hogan. The guy would be in first place after round one and he'd be praying for rain, praying for clouds.
Praying for thunder showers, calling in erroneous weather reports, saying, I just had my CB on, there's thunder everywhere, it's coming, it's coming.
He'd go
Shut
over
the
there and
contest
change the
down.
needle valve while you weren't looking.
Oh, God.
And he'd be laughing at you if you put in a shitty flight.
You know, that time
I miss him.
I turned that needle valve in a couple of clicks and it was better.
You got through the pattern, no problem?
Oh yeah, I got through the pattern.
Good. John Duncan, put it back on! Poor John, 3 years in a row he left the battery on when he ran out to the handle. John has mistakenly put the tune pipe back in the plane, so he had a couple good flights, but he just misses having his tune pipe in a plane. All right. Woolsey, put that battery back on. What are we on? One extreme to the other? Is that the all over here?
Put the pipe back on.
Oh, you put a pipe on it now? Oh, yeah. That's where it's exhausting. Right, okay.
He's moving this time.
As the thunder showers start to move in. What'd they say, rain at 3 o'clock or something?
This afternoon, yeah.
This afternoon, yeah. Well, we had such a good morning, you almost don't care now. As long as everybody gets a flight.
It's only 10 after 1. 20 after 1.
Not here. Is it only 20 after 1?
Yep.
Wow, it feels like it's later than that. I guess time flies when you're a tuned pipe.
Run, boys.
You got them shifting all over.
Whoa.
It was.
Was that as low in reality as through the lens cap?
Yep. Here's the rain.
Here comes the rain. Uh-oh, here comes the rain. Oh no, I got my tools out, my poor toolbox. Oh no. John, I gotta go move my stuff, baby. I don't want my stuff getting wet.
Where's your band?
And within half of Johnny Duncan's flight, the contest turns into a rainstorm. Ah! Oh, it looks so good just such a short time ago. Anyway, we're just gonna wait out some of this weather.
Get the baby carrier.
Bring that baby out here, Hummel. We decided we're gonna have a baby show instead of... Oh my God! Stunt news, stunt news.
But there's no denying it. This kid is.
That's a little you.
Let's hear it.
It's
Do
me
you,
at 22
do you want to
pounds.
buy a Brodak Nobler kit, young lady? If you do, let me have the binky. Oh no, 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 no.
Ping, ping, ping.
Do you realize John Brodak used to be this young at one time?
I'm kind of
Let's see.
greenish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me see your eyes. Open your eyes. Okay, there we go.
You are beautiful. Yeah.
Is this a tune pipe or a muffled baby? Oh, look at the kid hates me already. Oh God.
Maybe?
Here you go, Dad.
Lunchtime?
Here, Dad.
Lunchtime?
Yes.
I'll trade one for
Baby
another.
shower.
Lunchtime.
I remember when I was that young. I was
Scary,
never
isn't
that young.
But she grew up on your tapes, Wendy.
Now tell me the truth. This kid has seen every Windy video ever made.
From day one. I'm telling you. When she wouldn't sleep, it'd be a warm bottle and a windy tape. And
When she takes her college entrance exam, she'll say, "Oh yeah, Super Tiger 60."
Glad to scare her.
Oh look, look,
it's nap
look, look.
time. We're interfering with
It's time.
the nap.
So, there we go. Now
There
we're
goes-
being cute.
That's the kind of helicopter Annie works on.
Just take me to Brodak.
There.
I want to go see Brodak.
Don't scare her.
I'm not scaring her. That's John Brodak scaring her.
Flying baby thing. Ready?
It's very strange to see somebody with your face wearing pink.
Look at that. Come on. Come on, let's hear it.
There she goes.
You know what you got to do, Bill? You got to teach her, instead of a binky, you use a 4-inch bell crank.
Yeah, tune pipes. There's a lot
Tune
of them lying
pipe.
around.
Yeah, get her to eat Johnny Duncan's prop collection.
Yeah, really, really. What's the matter? Let's put you in the.
Yeah.
Let's put you.
Just every video. Is there any video you haven't seen twice?
Well, let's see.
How do you like
we've
those
seen your
videos?
stove in your kitchen. We saw you put the fireplace in. We saw you etch the glass.
Oh, man.
Well, come visit, please, now that you've seen it all.
We feel like we've been there. I mean,
We've rehabbed your house with you.
More babies prefer Windy videos than any other brand. Oh, there goes the bell crank.
oh no. What's the matter?
Boy, Bill.
Toy.
There you go. Look over.
What's the matter?
Oh, man.
Here's our favorite blankie.
Yeah, look at this. Now, come on. Come on.
Yeah, this
Look
is
at the
Northeast.
hat. I
It's
love
middle
the
of
hat.
June. Let's put more blankets on the kid.
Waldo
does
would look
anybody
great
live
with
here?
this hat on.
Why does anybody live here? How's that better?
You going to Brodak's? They're having a special baby award for the cutest baby.
No, we're not gonna get out there.
The rain has subsided and John Duncan's taking a flight on the prototype Cardinal here, having fun. Looks like we're going to have some decent air again, except everything's soaking wet. Fool me, John. Just make a fool out of me, that's all. He does 2 loops. I'm going for the 3rd loop. I'm taking a picture of my nose. I didn't get to shoot Woody's flight before, but the back end of it looked real good. Yeah, it looked like he's really having fun with the plane. See what I'm trying to see, Dave? You see how whenever he pulls out of a maneuver with his plane, it's always wagging the tail? Now this one is a little waggly, but nowhere near as bad as his. You know what I mean? So a lot of it is in the trim of the plane. And this is a new plane. I mean, if anything, this one should be the bobbler. Should be one click richer, too. Ah, it doesn't really matter today. See, he's not bobbling this at all. If anything, he should be hitting. There he did one there. If anything, he should be hitting it harder. He's so used to flying tail heavy, he's not used to leaning on it. What did he have, like really 4 or 5 bobbles in this flight? Legit, maybe 5. Yeah. But with the other plane, it's like almost every one. Yeah, I know, it's the setup of the plane that's hurting him. I mean, all we got to do is trim his plane to fly like this, and it's going to be a big improvement for him. Okay, John got a second flight with a little bit better needle set. Bill Hummel's next in the Fly It and Believe It line. I got to fly Woody's little Cardinal. We're having our own private contest over here. Woody's little Cardinal. What the hell is it? I thought he had one. Woody's plane is really, really dynamite. That red one with a Tiger 46 is a killer. Bob Robertshaw's got his big Cardinal over here going right to town. Finally, after all this time, got a good needle set. Air is cool. Everybody's back to having sweatshirts on, so getting a nice variation in temperature here to do our trimming and truing. I got an 11.6, not an 11.5, an 11.6 on the double star. It's working really well, and we've been using that prop for the bulk of the test today. I put the little 3-blade on there. Wasn't happy with it. Like it much better. 11.6. Or the AHM cut to 11 1/4. Well, come on, you wasted all my good air. Bill Hummel gets his turn at the controls with the prototype Brodak Cardinal. Now, they just cleaned the filter on this, and there was some junk in there, so I don't know if we're going to need a reset on the needle, but hey, for this purpose, plenty cool today too. You shouldn't have any problem. Nice for a warm-up wing over on a plane you've never flown before. I flew Woody's Cardinal with the Tiger 46. The only thing I didn't like was the prop. I didn't like the 3-bladed prop that he had. We're going to try to find an 11.5, 6 rev up. That's what usually winds up being the best prop for a Tiger 46. And his is really a turner, boy. It really has a corner. Actually, the way it's set up, it corners harder than this one, and it pulls out dead flat. It really is a nice combination. An exceptional nut combination. Now, Bill, of course, is an expert flyer, so we expect to see a really good pattern here, Bill. I remember a couple years ago, Tsunami had gone to the Nats. We were done with Tsunami for his national career, and he basically let anybody that wanted to fly it, and everybody was having a great time. Had as much fun as the contest. It was a great time. And today it's Cardinal Day. Everybody's flying Cardinals. And this is maybe why some people don't enjoy the hobby as much as others. They too wrapped up in their own little personal world to share any of it, but I know we do. Up here in the Nest group, in Scott's group, it's share, 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 share. And that's what keeps this hobby going. Without that, you're on a sinking ship, boy. First flight. And the Cardinal Fly-Off of the Year award here. Now Dave has his neck brace off. He took his neck brace off. He just couldn't resist flying the plane. A Cardinal owner himself. Proud builder of 4 Cardinals, I think. 4 altogether. He's building a Brodak Cardinal, of course, too. So he'll have his own within probably a month or so. Because of his neck hurting, I don't think he's going to do a stunt pattern, but he'll get to feel it out, try it. And this is what the difficult part of model aviation is. It's easy to design a plane for yourself, and you're the only one that can fly it. But the real classic quality planes of all time, the test is anybody can fly them. And we've had a range of, I think about 10 people today. And probably 3 or 4 more before Karen pulls the plug on my phone and sends me back, hey, Now this is Woody's. When I flew this one has a Tiger 46 and it's on 018 cable, so it has a lot solider of a feel. But it flies well. It turns, it tracks. Copy the Tradition paint scheme. Anyway, it's nice to have two ships exactly the same now. Actually, we've had three that we've been able to work on before the kit ever really went into production, and that data bank is available to anybody that builds one of these. It's free, F-R-E-E. And as more and more of these get built, I'm sure we'll find all kind of other little tricks, little things that work, different motor cons. Somebody will build one with a 51 Tiger. Somebody will build one with a Fox 35. But the general consensus of opinion of everybody at the contest today was, it's really, really something that we hope has a good future. Everybody seemed to enjoy flying it. Nice, Woody. All right, I give up. Where's the plane?
Let's go, people. Let's get you on the road.
Again, shot.
Yeah, we watched it all.
All times.
Get your picture taken. That's old time. Are we all here? That's up there by the train. All right. Now let's go, guys.
It'll work.
Billy's not here. He's up buying stuff. spending his money.
Very obvious.
Hey, Alex. Alex, how's that hamburger?
It must be cold by now.
Here he comes.
Hey! Boo! Hey!
These guys do a lot of work, and gals do a lot of work, and that's how we keep the sport going. We have a card for Ron Connors. Ron is the guy that originally started this meet. He is in poor health. He may be terminal, they're not sure. So we have the card up here. Anybody that knew Ron, please sign the card if you haven't signed it already. All right, let's start in with old time third place, Gary Byers.
Hey! Hey!
Thank you. Thank you.
Speech.
I'd like to thank.
Shut up, you got no line.
And give me the ability, yada, yada, yada.
Second place, Dick Woolsey.
Hey!
First place, Jack Patrol.
Jack.
Hey!
Let's go to Classic. Third place, Earl Midgley.
Hey!
Second place, Dick Woolsey.
Whoa!
Hey, what's that in your pocket there, Dick? Oh.
First place, Jack Petroleum.
Hey!
One for each hand.
Okay, let's go to beginner.
Is that the right one? Yeah. Yeah.
Third place, George Son. Is that pronounced?
Hey!
George comes from the good old days, like me. Yeah.
All the winners, please do not run away. I want to get a group picture of all the winners.
Okay.
Okay, second place, Frank Schwager.
Hey!
In first place, Rick Clark.
All right, Rick.
Hey! Expert! Expert!
Right. Intermediate. Third place, is that Mike Cooper?
Monaco Mike!
Jersey? Yep. Second place, Vic Brannon.
Hey! Wish I was selling wedding dresses. Hey!
Advanced. They're having a hard time getting above third. Third place, Gary Byers. All right.
Hey!
I'd like to take this up now. I didn't have an opportunity. I'd like to take this up.
Second place, Bob Robertshaw.
Hey!
Pretty airplane. First place, John Duncan.
All right, John.
Oh!
Expert. Third place, Waldo Cargill.
Hey, Waldo!
Second place, with a profile, no less. You know, where's this sport going?
Boo!
Wendy, you're nuts.
I don't want to hear about it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And first place, a real barn burner between these two guys today. Bill Suarez.
All right, Billy.
Hey! Speech! Speech! Speech!
background.
Yeah, a lot of guys today judged, you know, they took time out of their flying schedules. We've still got to continue to promote judges. We live and die on whether or not we got judges available. I encourage any of you that want to judge to get in.
See that trophy?
Hey, wait. In best classic aircraft. This is the best airplane competing in classic, and that goes to the guy who won it, Jack.
Oh, boo! Boo! Billy Warwich must have voted on this.
Here today that's competed in Tampa. And today we had a tough choice looking over all the airplanes. And we went with the one with the most innovation in it. If any of you haven't seen Vic Brannon...
You're kidding.
He'll be glad to take it apart for you right now. About 6 times. Hey, Vic! Hey!
Hey, does his hat come off?
Okay.
I don't believe it.
Excellent. Excellent.
Well, you can pay for the pizza tonight. We won't object.
You're on. What are the next contests?
Next contest next weekend.
Circle burners. And then once...
What's next weekend, Bill?
I think there's one next
No.
Nah. That's a
Profile stunt next weekend.
profile stunt.
Yeah. Plus
You sure?
Plus carrier, yeah.
You sure? If I go there and there's no contest, Mike, I'll be to your house. I'm going to run all your long distance bill up.
What did you say? Profile stunt? Now I know why he built that.
There you
Boo!
Promotional.
When is Brodak's contest?
Father's Day weekend.
Father's Day weekend.
Windy.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, and after that...
Weekend is a carrier meet down there.
So, Giff, what do you...
Carrier meet. Show that to Mike Cooper.
No profile stunt too, right?
And
Profile carrier?
Yeah.
Profile carrier stunt?
June 28th? Oh, 14th.
Hey, Bill, when's Coxsackie?
8th and 9th
where's
of August.
Peabody when you need him? What did he do, go home?
Coxsackie.
Hold on. June 14th, Garden State Circuit Burner meet. Scale and profile stunt.
Good. Okay.
20th, 21st is Brodak's meet. 28th is Circuit Burner's June stunt meet.
4 hours of town.
July 13th and 18th is the Nationals. 25th is 26th is the Philly Flyers. August 2nd, Middlesex Modelers OTS Classic. 8th and 9th is Coxsackie meet. 23rd is Circle Burners Balloon Bust and Novelty. 23rd is Hampton. 22nd and 23rd is Cleveland Stunt OTS Classic Pampa. October 11th is the Circle Burners Fall Meet Part 1.
Bill, are you anticipating a career in public speaking?
November 8th is the Clown Race, the Circle Burners.
August 16th is my birthday.
22nd is the Swap Meet, Circle Burners.
Now, but 19th...
Suarez, when's your birthday? Yeah, we'll all be at Bill's house for free pizza. Vic's buying pizza.
Just stop by on your
Hey, we want to thank Bill
about
for
that
bringing
pizza?
the
We're
hockey meeting.
Have it to live it. Hey! Thanks, Dave.
You gotta get a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I'd like to thank everybody that purchased stuff
Don't even
off me.
start that.
I'd like to tell you, I wouldn't have what I have if it wasn't for all of you.
You won't have it unless we give it back to you either. Everybody shoplifted, put it back.
Where do you want us to...
The trophies are done. We're going to get Bill Suarez to take a flight. He's socking up his own handle. He has kind of a little bit different neutral setting than I do. And we'll hope to get some feedback from him too. Okay, Bill's off and running. And congratulations, of course, to Bill. Fine expert win under some snaky little conditions here that came up and went away and changed and didn't change. And hey, everybody had a great day today. This is what the essence of these contests should be. Fun for everybody. Everybody seemed to be enjoying the day. Hope everybody learned something today also. we have had twice today cleaned out the filter and got some junk in there. It looks like we might have some more junk in here again because it was running really nice before. But even running this speed, it just seems to go right through. Yeah, fool me, Bill. That's okay. Make me crazy. See what I care. The wind is really coming up now. It's really getting nasty. Nasty, nasty. Look at this wind blowing. Lovely day. What a day for a daydream. As Bill's Hobby Shop blows away. And on the ride home, of course, baby Karen is snoozing. And it really is a nice ride. It's been a nice weekend, and I hope you've enjoyed sharing it with us. And now it's on to Circle Burner Profile Contest will be next week.
Now look, if she's allergic to fish,
Oh, there's nothing better than being home after a long contest weekend, and this was a good one. See you in the morning. Hey, in today's mail we got a lot of neat stuff. Actually, this is going to be a very interesting week. This is Kaz Minato. Kaz is on Japanese F2B team, of course. He sent a note, but he never mentioned what motor he's using. It looks like it's a tuned pipe motor, though, from the look of it. No muffler coming out the side. Anyway, Kaz, of course, does some of the most beautiful take-apart planes that I've ever seen. Really, really works of art. And this looks like no exception to the rule. Some nice trim colors. He always paints his props. He always has some real, very, very innovative ways of taking a plane apart, similar to Paul Walker, of course. Anyway, this is his latest plane. This is the one he's going to be going a month from now to the World Championships with. And we wish him and all the people participating in the contest the best of luck. Now, we also got oh man, a nice photo pack again from Larry Shoemaker. Check out the detailing. Now, one of the things I spoke to Larry the other night, and I know he was paying 9 cents a minute for his phone service because he's one of our LCI regulars. Okay, some of the details worth looking at. The jeweling on the landing gear, and I asked him to please write this up. He did this with a pencil eraser and a drill press and then clear lacquered or clear coated over it. But that is a beautiful touch. That is, by the way, a touch that they used to do on the noblest spinners that I thought was really nice. Now, my wife really liked this picture. I showed her this picture, Larry, and she says, oh, we have some flower pots like that. Maybe we can grow planes too. Anyway, this is really, he's got two of these. I can't believe it. Some people don't even have one. Anyway, I'm going to go right through the pictures here. And he has a, this next ship is a Giesky Nobler. I'm reading right off his note here. Just look at some of the nice little detailing on this. Again, beautiful workmanship, beautiful woodwork. Most of all, beautiful detailing. Run a couple of these pictures by you. Always nice to see somebody building up a nice Nobler. There's just something about having a nice Nobler sitting on a wall ready to fly. I like the tank venting, that's nice. There's a little look at the nose section. He's got the dolphin hole on the nose. Looks like a very similar to my cowl hole down. It looks like, now maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not reading the note correctly, but it's got some kind of similar to a Big Jim nose construction with a V deflector. Sure it does. It's got some holes there. Again, I'm looking at the fuel tank, how he did the venting. I don't know if they're hard vented or soft vented. It's hard to tell. Let me get the phone. President Nixon is coming back to life here. Okay, he's back. Anyway, Gieske Nobler looks great, as always. A classic plane. You can't go wrong building a Gieske Nobler, that's for sure. Now this I really like. I have to tell you, this is one of the planes Joe Adamusco and I anticipated doing a future semi-scale ship of was the Russian Yak-9, and he had even made some drawings. And obviously that's one of I love the airbrushing work where the camo comes in. Military paint job, and of course we'll close off on the two All-Americans. I can't believe a lot of people like myself don't even have one. And hey, Larry, a good clue. Write that jeweling thing up for Stunt News. Share that with the rest of the people. That's a great little tip. Nice little thing. In fact, I think Ken would like to do that on some of his spinners. And last but not least in today's mail, Brian Kiefer. Gotta love the kid. Even though I'd love to run him up a flagpole. Looks like he put his checkerboarding technology to good work. Nose looks real nice. Looks like he's done a nice job on the lettering. And of course Brian's been the feature of many of our videos. So, and I mean Jim Damerell put him to work doing checkerboards on the PM that he won advanced with. I can't tell you, he was fun to torture, and we had fun running him up the flagpole. But anyway, this looks like a really nice. It has a little bit of the Billy Werwidge look where there's a lot of checkerboards. I look forward to helping him trim this plane out soon. He's supposed to be coming up for a trim session soon. This has a Randy Smith PA-51 tune pipe engine, 3-blade carbon prop. It looks like he really did his homework as far as the graphics go. Really looks like he did a nice job. Oh, I have to really tell you, this is really an exciting moment in time. I just got a call from Randolph Dope to come down and try the samples that they made. Now the problem this has taken, the reason this has taken longer than really I guess it should have or could have or would have or whatever, is making the yellows and reds non-toxic is an extremely difficult chemical process that they have to go to. And it's only been explained to me on a very easy to understand level that if we did not have to make these products non-toxic, obviously it would have been done. And it's the reason you can't or shouldn't or wouldn't or couldn't use things that are made for real aircraft. Real aircraft paint doesn't meet the same specifications that modeling paint does in terms of toxicity. So these special formulas that have been developed, obviously they're proprietary information. I'm not free to divulge them. And they belong to Randolph Dope, but we're really hoping that this is the first step. In fact, I'm going to get some, I have some props over there already. I want to test the yellows, the reds, the clears. We're going to try to get Ken Thompson's Profile Oriental fuselage, a couple of coats painted on it, just to start getting a feel for it, to see if it needs to be made any different, if any ingredients need to be added, taken away, and we hope actually within a week or so to have a final product that we can show people right off the shelf. These are the original formulas that Randolph has come up with, and that they, number one, that the coverage is excellent. The one thing I hate is whites and yellows and reds that don't cover. Also, several people have experienced problems using other brands of dope that basically we're going to hope to make better, if not perfect, at least work in that direction that they'll get better. And this has been a very long time-consuming process for me, for John Brodak, for Kim Randolph, for all the people involved, and I want to thank everybody for their patience. But we hope today is the first day. I'm on my way out the door. I'm going to go down there and try to, by this afternoon or tonight, have some samples painted, the same as we did with the white, and the white worked out excellent. So without further, let me get down there, and I'm excited. Now what I want to do some valid testing, and I want to do it real quick. I don't want to spend 3 weeks figuring out if this is going to be a good coverage or not coverage or what. What I want to do, always a good test, is prop wood. Prop wood, I want to get all the old finish off, so I'm actually going over raw wood. Then what I want to do, this gives me a real good idea. I'll balance the props, of course, before I do the painting. So in case these come out in 1 or 2 coats, we'll know right away. It won't take a long time to figure out whether we're going to have excellent coverage, mediocre coverage, whether we need to add pigment to the formula, or if the formula has plenty, then we can go ahead with the next step of the test. And the next step of the test is going to be to get that oriental fuselage and tail cleared, sanded, primed, and painted. Now Randolph has 2 different kinds of primer, and we're going to try to test both. Again, it's an exciting time for me because I hear every day how people are having trouble with their dope finishing, and they did this, and they went over nitrate, and it pulled up, and the fillets pulled, and it didn't cover, and they put 92 coats on, and I hear and see that every day as part of my normal work routine. And what I'm really hoping is going to happen is we can make some relatively realistic improvement over that just by having a little bit better quality in the material. And Randolph has really been good about reformulating their product so it's suitable for modeling use. Keep in mind, real dope that's made real dope, when I say that, dope that's made to go on Razorback or Seconite fabric, if you were to put the shrink formula on your plane, you would probably collapse the structure. So you really don't want to do that. You really want to get material that's formulated just for modeling. I think that makes it a lot more idiot-proof also. Now, as well as having a selection of props to test, that'll be fine. This one still isn't balanced. What I did, I remember a year or so ago, we made these fillet tests. And that's always one of the problems. Everybody has trouble with fillets, including myself, needless to say. So I can roughen these up, get a little bit of an idea. We can even do a little fillet test here to see what kind of result we're going to have, if the material is going to want to stay in a fillet or it's going to want to bubble up. And I'll put this out in the sun once I get the material mixed. This will be an excellent test. In fact, I have 2 of them. Now you always want to, when you paint a fillet the first time, you want to leave the surface just a little bit rough. You don't want to sand it with 400 paper. You want to sand it with, in this case, this is like 220. Kind of roughen it up, get a good mechanical tooth down into the paint. That's all, no matter what you make the fillets out of. In this case, these Aeropoxy, I have it written on the bottom what, okay, this is Aquaglass. Won't matter, it's epoxy. For this test, this will be fine. This is the stuff that Pat Travers introduced us to. And boy, if you ever break that fillet, I don't think you can. This is made to set gun sights. Anyway, we have some little, we're not looking to make it too pretty or too fancy. We have 2 little fillet tests, and we have 4 props. That should give us a real good indication. In fact, I always balance the props in wood before you go on to the next step. In this case, I want them all to balance. And then I want to try to put an equal amount of paint, of course, on each one. You always want to start with the props balanced in wood. Now I'm just looking over the cans here. This is all new stuff, and the labeling on it, it can't be the standard stuff that you would buy over the counter. Looking at some of the chemicals that are in here and the products, and of course it's all proprietary information. So I will not be showing that on camera. But anyway, we're going to do some little tests. The real bottom line for the average modeler is, does it cover in 1 coat, and is it shiny when you're done? And we're going to know about that right away. Boy, some of the ingredients that are in here, wow. I thought they just ground up pencils or something and made dope. There's some real exciting stuff in that dope. First thing I want to see that the pigment, because they use powdered pigments, that I don't have them all thick and down at the bottom. And this is obviously a test batch. This is not a production batch yet. This is still in the testing stage. So, and we'll do the first test. I'll mix this up 50-50 with thinner. 50-50 thinner, and get an idea just how the coverage is. And this is the original paint that we used on the Brodak Cardinal. So the first thing I want to do is get all of the old paint out of the gun. It looks like it's a pretty close, I guess it's a little, maybe a little darker, I don't know. But a real close color match. Here's a good trick. You have any of this still in your inventory, the V3608S thinner? A good way to use it up is to clean guns with it. This is one thing it is good for. It's very inexpensive. Good to clean your guns. So we want to get all of the old... Oh, look at that. Was that cool? You think I planned it that way? The lesson is never put a can of paint on the belt sander and then hit the switch. I wish I would have thought of that. I could have staged that. That kind of stuff you can't stage. Anyway, I want to get all the old original stuff out. Now, it seems like a lot of this stuff is very time consuming to do, but you have to do it. What I always do is once I get the majority of the paint out of here, I have a coffee can full of 3608S thinner to get the rest out. And especially during a test, you wouldn't want to have anything in here to contaminate the test at all. This seems like overkill, but I really do want to have all the little contaminants out of the gun. Okay, we're mixing up exactly 50-50 for the first test. 50 thinner, 50 yellow. Before I do any tests like this too, I want to take that same can of thinner, take the gun tip, get it completely clean so I know what my results should be. Alright, 50-50 is usually a little on the thick side, but we'll plan on running a little test, possibly adding 8-10% thinner to this. Or roughly an ounce of thinner would be probably the most I'd want to go right now. So what that would give you on an 8-ounce gun would be somewhere between 4 ounces of thinner and 4 ounces of dope, up to 3 ounces of dope and 5 ounces of thinner as a starting point. Okay, the first test I sprayed. You definitely don't need 50-50. We're going to take an ounce or so out of here just to get a rough idea. Add an ounce of thinner. It looks like a good starting point for this material might be, again, I'm just roughing this out, might be 3 ounces of material and 5 ounces of thinner might be a good starting point. The 50-50 was definitely too thick to spray. It wouldn't spray well at 30 psi, which is what I'm shooting for here. Now, to coat raw wood with one coat, it's almost impossible because you can see the grain lines. Remember, yellows and reds should always have silver underneath them as well as white. But what we're going to do is let this dry, give it a real light sanding, maybe even no sanding at all, and put a second coat on. I think all of the yellows and reds are going to need 2 coats because, again, remember, these are made with a non-toxic formula. Now when you're painting over something silver, I think it's realistic to expect you're going to do this in 1 coat. When you're painting over something with grain or letters or stripes, I think realistically you're going to have to let it dry and give it a second coat. Now, if we had a warmer day, this would probably dry up a lot quicker. I don't know how long we're going to have to let this dry. Okay, I mixed up some of the red for a test. I think it's pretty plain at this point that both of these colors should have a silver substrate if you want to cover in one coat. But basically, in two coats, that's going to be fine. So what we need to do is make some parts up with a silver substrate. Let me go mix up some silver. I have some test silver too. I want to do one other test over one of the fillet areas. This is raw wood, in fact. Now, obviously, if you had some clear on the wood, it would go a lot quicker. Coverage would be a lot better. What we need to do is make one of the pieces up in silver. Okay, this is the second coat of yellow over raw wood. There's nothing underneath that. That's a raw wood prop. 2 coats of yellow. We're going to put that out in the sun to dry for a while before we do any coating with clear or anything. But even had we done a silver substrate, I think yellow and red should have a silver substrate. Even that, I think, you might cut this down to 1 coat, but because it's very translucent, but it really does. In the second coat, it really turns yellow. I mean, yellow and reds are really bright and brilliant. You really have a nice sheen to them. They lay down real nice, too. You can see how nice and smooth that's laying out. Now, it's pretty much a no-brainer then. The silver here is really nice. The silver really is... That's over raw wood too, raw epoxy. You're probably going to get away with no problem at all. The pigment in the silver is perfect. It covers in 1 coat. We're going to let this dry and then do our little test. Do some more testing. And you want to really do a silver base under any of the opaque colors. Any of the colors where the pigment itself tends to be a little translucent. Now obviously the silver over red is no problem at all. You should be able to go silver over almost any color, if not any color, in 1 shot. I don't have any more little wood test parts. I don't really need them. I think I've figured out what I need to figure out now. Basically, when you want opaque coverage where you can't read the lettering, I think anybody knows what that is. That's about as opaque as you're going to get in 1 coat of paint. The silver is absolutely beautiful. And now what I'll do with this, I'll paint the rest of the can, and I can use this to test the other colors to see how they go over the silver, if they go over real easily. So But that's pretty opaque. That's pretty decent. See, when a prop dried up here, you can see there's still wood grain in it, and that's perfectly okay because we're going to put a coat of clear on it. I mixed up a test coat of clear. This took roughly a half hour to dry, which tells me that the thinner that we're using is really a good mid-range thinner. This is really going to be a nice system. When this system gets going, and we have all the little pieces of the puzzle in, this is 2 coats of yellow. There's no silver underneath, and we'll do that test later on with the silver underneath. But being able to paint raw wood and being able to get a coat of clear all within basically the space of an hour, this will be ready to evaluate the finish on it. Again, I started at 50-50, and that looks like it's a little on the thick side. I probably could go to... Oh boy. Probably could go to a little more than 50% in the dope. Or thinner, I should say. Get some kind of idea how that material is laying down. I will put this out in the sun, give it roughly a half hour to dry, and see if it's going to need a second coat of clear. Because don't forget, this is raw wood, so you have 2 coats of yellow, 1 coat of clear. Now this would be perfect. Let's say if you were painting a profile, you'd probably want to get a couple coats of clear on the raw wood, but 2 coats of yellow and a coat of clear would be a nice finish for a profile or for an entry-level plane, and that's basically what we're trying to develop here, is a real easy system to work with. Again, my feeling is if we had silver underneath this, it would make it a 1-coat job, but at worst, in the worst of all worlds, it's a 2-coat job. 2 coats of red, 1 coat of clear, and we want that to lay down, put it out in the sun to dry a half an hour, and then we'll evaluate it. Now, one quick note, one of the things I'm really liking here is the thinner that Randolph provided. And this, again, is a mid-range thinner. It's not a high-gloss thinner, but the paint really seems to lay down. I mean, this, relative to some of the other brands of dope that I've sprayed, it does not lay down exactly like this. So I think if we do get a chance, a day or so, when this obviously has to harden up, to do some buffing and sanding, we're going to save a considerable amount of time by not having to deal with all that orange peel. Now, this is just 2 coats of yellow, 1 coat of clear. And that already is picking up a nice, I call it a laid down finish. There isn't any orange peel at all. And that's basically a function of thinner. Now what I want to do next, I want to take that fuel can and I want to paint over the silver as a test to see what kind of coverage we get when you put a silver down as a base. That's really laying down nice. We have this real significant here is we have roughly half-hour dry time, which is my just about first choice. If it takes longer than a half hour to dry, you get penetration of the thinner down into the wood, loosening the glue joints. If it dries off in less than a half an hour, I don't know, you're going to have a lot of orange peel. I want to get some idea. Okay, there's a band of silver over silver. You know that silver over silver, 2 coats isn't going to be a whole lot different than silver over another color. But if you were making an aluminum colored plane, a warbird plane, you'd want to know that that aluminum was 2 coats thick, just so you'd have a little bit of reflective power. And you can see the difference in reflection from 2 coats to 1 coat. obviously over silver, the reds are just totally in the bank. If you use any color, actually, I would suggest, but especially reds and yellows, always paint silver first, and you're pretty much going to have it in the bank. Now I'll try a little bit later. I'll let this dry, give it a coat of clear to see what kind of reflection we get out of it. It really doesn't look too bad even without clear. Now the samples that Randolph provided me with, the reds dried kind of dull looking because they have so much pigment in them. Well, I have a feeling one coat of clear will clear that right up in one stroke of the pen. Now when we go over one of our fillet tests, I guess we got to get that in the sun to really see it. And you can imagine if you had a model that was all sanded out and had a nice substrate on there, it doesn't take long to figure out. You're going to have a real nice finish on there with very little work, especially if you're doing a quick finish like on a profile where you just want a relatively nice finish that if you decide to, you can buff it out, and if you just